Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I uploaded anything, but I wanted to get back into it. Thinking I'm gonna do some lessons, some little things every week or so, and some other stuff. I just want to play around with more content ideas. What I wanted to do today is go over a cool little lick that I accidentally discovered with a student when we were working through some grade 1 rock school material. The exercise he had to play was something along the lines of using these power chord shapes, real basic, on like it was every quarter note and there was a rest, so it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, basic stuff like that. But what he did by mistake was he accidentally hit the open D string underneath. And I was like, hello, that sounds pretty cool. Some interesting material could be in there. So I started messing around with this little picking idea. Using the open D string as a bit of a drone note. And I still think it's a really dope sounding chord progression. Like I want to try use it to maybe create a beat or something like that. But turns out it's also a good general exercise to help practice a few techniques. So what I wanted to do today is just go over this and talk about some of the techniques that this little riff can help us develop if we're starting out as guitarists or just wanting to sharpen up our chops. So we're using just a 5th power chord shape, starting on B, playing B and F sharp down to A and E, and then down to G and D. And you can start off just kind of palm muting that, making sure we hit that open D string. Nice way to get used to the shapes. We do want to make sure that we're palm muting correctly, so this is a good opportunity to practice that, keeping our palm nice and tight against the bridge. And with our left hand, we want to be moving, keeping those fingers pretty rigid as we're swapping the shapes. We don't want to be dragging them and sliding them around. We want to be trying to keep a rigid shape as we're changing down. So we've got a lot of space under our hand here, our thumb supporting the back of the neck in the middle. And as we slide up, we just want to gently relax the pressure, move to the next position, keeping these fingers pretty rigid as we move around with that shape. Focusing on good fretting position, etc. So, once we're used to actually just moving that left hand around, we can get a little bit interesting with our picking hand. So I was picking just E, A, D, A, and just alternating that. We want to use alternate picking for this, so it's down, up, 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 etc. Now, what I noticed with a lot of students who were kind of starting out is they had a tendency to want to kind of pick each note, but we don't want to be trying to pick each note. We want it to be constantly flowing. So as we pick down, we want to carry that pick past the next string, ready to hit the next string, carry it down, past that, back up. So we're always just moving just past the next string that we want to hit on the way back, so that we don't want to go down like this and then have to re-pick the A string. We don't want to play the E, have our pick above the A string, then have to go below the A string to re-pick that. As we play the E, we want to move the pick past the A string so that we can hit the A string nice and evenly on the way out. Once you've got that down, you can try adjusting the bass note while you're playing it. So what I did there was I started off with my first and third finger, and down here I switch to my fourth finger, so I can switch my first finger down to the second fret. So we go from this movement to that movement to that movement. We can play the whole thing with our first and our fourth finger, but it's not the best technique. But you know, if it's more comfortable in a live situation or whatever, it's fine. But if we're doing it as an exercise, it's a good idea to practice using your first and your third finger, and then switching to the fourth, so you're ready to switch down to the first finger and the second fret for that last bit. You can do that whole picking exercise palm muted, which has a pretty cool vibe to it as well. And it also sounds nice if you add a little delay. For those kind of synthy vibes. We could also try experimenting with some other open strings. So maybe we go hit the E, A, D, and then let the open B ring out as well. Here's what that sounds like with no delay. So that's a good way to practice alternate picking and skipping a string. So here's a fun little exercise you can practice that works out your picking technique, works out some of your fretting hand, and sounds pretty fun at the same time. If you enjoyed this lesson, give the video a like, hit the subscribe button, there'll be more stuff coming, and let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to know about or any ideas that you might have for an interesting guitar lesson. I think my other camera just ran out of space. Insufficient. Wow, need to up this production value.